Matiang'i is back, and this time he's said to have hired a PR firm that is going to help him in his campaign, making sure that he gets to unseat President William Ruto comes 2027 election. And now people are asking, why now? Do you think this is how we vote? And do you think this is everything wrong with how we vote? Because as long as must go has to go, no matter who we are bound to elect, we have to elect them, not based on their manifestos or their principles, but because we have beef with must go, and must go, must go. As you can see, the difference, I think, between Matiang'i and former CJ David is that people are actually saying, come out of retirement, we need you to lead this country, but we can't say the same for Matiang'i. And also people are saying, you know, we are being fed this by Must Go's government to make sure that you guys keep talking about Matiang'i so that we forget that there are protests coming, that there are so many things lined up. Hey guys, so I'm gonna post this straight to you. If today was 2027 and we are about to cast our vote and elect our next president, who would you choose? Would it be Must Go? Would it be Fred Matiang'i? Would it be CJ Maraga, Okiya Omtata, or Mother Karua? Well, today I'm pretty sure you've seen a lot being said about our former CS Fred Matiang'i, and I'm going to read something on the Daily Nation, and I'm pretty sure it's also in other newspapers, including also social media platforms such as X, where so let me read to you. This one says 2027 Matiang'i taps Botswana poll experts, and this one says former Interior Minister Fred Matiang'i has signed a contract with a firm led by ex-Israel Mossad agent Ari Ben Menashe, who powered the surprise victory of Mr. Duma Boko in recent Botswana polls as he seeks to unseat President William Ruto in 2027 elections. There you have it. Matiang'i is back, and this time he's said to have hired a PR firm that is going to help him in his campaign, making sure that he gets to unseat President William Ruto comes 2027 election. And now people are asking, why now? Because we've not had anything from Fred Matiang'i, especially after the exit of Uhuru Kenyatta's administration. Of course, when Ruto came to power, the last I remember was the raid on his home, and it was messy, it was dramatic. Of course, there were rumors that, you know, Matiang'i and Ruto's people, they were not okay. Now some people are asking, is this now a payback? Is Matiang'i actually planning a payback to make sure that Ruto does not succeed when it comes to 2027 election? And one of the things that I saw that really caught my attention were people saying, Gaifafa, like, no matter what happens, even if there's a stranger's name in that ballot paper, they are not going to cast their vote on Ruto. They would rather choose a stranger than give a Ruto another chance. And you can tell still the nation is fed up by President Ruto's leadership. Of course, telling from, you know, the criticism he's gotten from the Catholic Church, the bishops and all that. And of course, the ongoing criticism he continues getting from citizens in this country. He knows, of course, things are not as good as he would want them to be. But back to Matiang'i, as I said, we've not heard a lot from him. The last I actually read was when he wrote this very touching letter, which also included a statement from him saying history will vindicate their legacy. By this legacy, of course, it's him and Uhuru Kenyatta's legacy. And now people are wondering, why is he back? Because it's not like anyone has actually, there is no one who has actually endorsed Matiang'i, but we have seen him back. And also during our conversation with Kioni, he mentioned that Uhuru Kenyatta had actually thought of Matiang'i. And actually he said that they had presented him with this opportunity of becoming Kenya's next president. They were willing to, you know, they were willing actually to support him, but he said no. You can go back and watch that exclusive conversation we had with Kioni, where he speaks about Matiang'i being offered this opportunity and saying no. And now he's been silent, of course, and we see his comeback saying that he's hired this PR firm to help him with his campaign. But a lot of people, as much as there is this support of making sure that Ruto does not succeed come 2027, there are also a lot of people who feel that Matiang'i is not the right person to vote for. And some of the things that people are citing are the extrajudicial killings, you know, that a lot of things actually happened during Matiang'i's watch. We are talking about the Ruaraka land scandal. We are talking about Rivayala killings. We are also speaking about CBC to an extent. There are parents who are saying, you know, they are struggling. You know, this CBC was sold to them as this powerful thing that is going to help our, you know, our children. But now they are saying, you know, it shouldn't have been that way from the word go. And also, you can also watch the problem with CBC. We did a very beautiful, we had a beautiful conversation with Professor Wandia Njoya that you can be able to watch and get to understand why now people are saying CBC is not what it was supposed to be. We are also talking about, you know, the death of someone like Baby Pendo, so many things that happened during Matiang'i's watch. But also there are those people who are supporting him and they are saying, you know, Matiang'i is a no-nonsense leader, and that's what we need as a country right now. He's powerful. He gets people to listen to him. He's a mover. He comes up with these incredible things, but also there's that kind of, you know, awkward. There's that kind of weird feeling that as much as we want to replace Ruto, Matiang'i is not the right candidate. I honestly can't wait to see how this unfolds, given that we've not heard from him for such a long time, given that obviously there's no one that has endorsed him. And also people are saying, you know, this is also another thing that has been, you know, we are being fed this by Must Go's government to make sure that you guys keep talking like we are doing right now, right, about Matiang'i, so that we forget that there are protests coming, that there are so many things lined up. So there are people who are saying this is also a distraction, a move by the NIS to make sure that we continue speaking and give Must Go a break. But I asked you who you would vote for, because there are also other people who are being fronted. People are saying former Chief Justice Maraga, an amazing man, that one. A lot of people have respect for that man. He's known to stand for what is right. He's known to fight for the judiciary. And as you can see right now, of course, the judiciary is not, it's not everyone's cup of tea, because there are people who are saying that, you know, it has lost direction. The leadership is bogus. But you can tell when it comes to the former CJ Maraga, people knew him to be an upright man. So people are saying, can we finally just have one man who we all believe in, someone who we know we can trust, and someone who is going to make sure that, you know, he fights for this country in a way it's supposed to be fought for. So people are also saying, CJ Maraga, you know, bring him on, and we are going to vote for him early in the morning. And of course, we can't forget about another person that people really love, Okiya Omtata, a civil rights defender. He is such an incredible person. But of course, I've seen some people saying that, you know, this also would not be the right way to go. I actually think he's such an incredible person, but I also saw comments saying Okiya cannot even win governorship in Busia. You guys should stop daydreaming and rally behind Matiang'i, a worthy candidate. Omtata can be Attorney General in Matiang'i's government. So there are people who feel that instead of electing Okiya Omtata as the president, why don't you have Matiang'i as the president, and then Okiya Omtata can serve as the Attorney General in Matiang'i's government? I would love to hear your thoughts on that. But also another person who we cannot go without talking about is, of course, Mother Karua. She's known to be, you know, straightforward. She's just along the same lines, you know, with CJ Maraga. They are known to be upright. They are known to fight for what's right. And I can see a lot of support being rallied, you know, besides her, and people saying, if we are looking for a president, then Mother Karua Karua is the way to go. I actually saw a very interesting photo of Mother Karua and Kivutha Kibwana, and you know, there was always that talk about if anyone was to stand right now and people would definitely vote for him, it would be Kivutha Kibwana. And I saw a photo of him and Mother Karua, and people were saying this would actually make a good president and a good deputy president. But let me ask you something. Do you think this is how we vote? And do you think this is everything wrong with how we vote? Because as long as must go has to go, no matter who we are bound to elect, we have to elect them, not based on their manifestos or their principles, but because we have beef with must go, and must go, must go. You know, the way people are so angry with Uhuru and they saw Ruto as the best alternative simply because they were too angry with Uhuru, and Ruto presented himself as a saint. Now people are saying they don't care. They would rather have someone standing and then they will deal with this person later on, rather than have must go leaders for another 5 years. But I'm really interested in hearing your thoughts on the same. Allow me to read some of the reaction from people on X and other social media platforms, and so that you guys can also tell me what you think about this. And Nelson Amenya says, Fred Matiang'i had a tainted track record, just like must go. David Maraga, in my honest opinion, is a man with a clean record. I endorse him for president. But question is, while he tolerates this idea and will he tolerate this idea and sacrifice his peaceful retirement for a chaotic, violent political life? That's a very genuine question. Do you think CJ David Maraga can come back and say, you know what, retirement, my retirement life kando, let me go and take care of my people, because man, politics in Kenya, it's chaotic, right? I saw someone says, Richie says, now that we all agree that Matiang'i has a tainted human rights record and he's similar to must go or even worse, can we form a delegation to visit David Maraga and officially ask him to come out of retirement and vie for the presidency to save this country from mediocrity? As you can see, the difference, I think, between Matiang'i and former CJ David is that people are actually saying, come out of retirement, we need you to lead this country. But we can't say the same for Matiang'i. Matiang'i has gone ahead and he has hired this PR firm, but I can't see that much endorsement towards him, even from the citizens. So it's like he knows, I'm going for it. I don't care who endorses me or who doesn't, but I'm actually going for it. But in this other side, CJ ametulia tu, by the way, ni watu wanambeg, come out of retirement and leaders. And I feel like those are just qualities of a good leader, that people are bound to speak about you in good, you know, in a good way, even in your absence, the way they are speaking about our former CJ. Mekatilili said, we only have two people who can lead this country in a better direction, Okiya Omtata and CJ David Maraga. Matiang'i fell off and is a vindicated criminal. Babu Owino still has ODM and Raila hangover. Best shot is Nairobi governor. Morara Kebaso can be the auditor general. So as you can see, also people are not fronting people like Morara for presidency. They are actually looking at them, you know, to fit positions of power that can be able to help the president facilitate and lead this country. Yeah? Mr. Wright said Matiang'i is the only man to have overhauled and made impact in 3 ministries for good in just 10 years. Ministry of Communication, he migrated us from dialogue to digital. Ministry of Education, he dealt away with exams malpractice and painted school buses yellow. Ministry of Interior, he changed police clothes and upgraded police vehicles by getting them new Volkswagen and Subarus to carry out their operations swiftly. Shida yake ilikuwa moja tu, he say or orders were final. I don't know if that's supposed to be, you know, sarcastic or what, but I would really love to hear your views on this. But let me read to tweet from one of the ladies. I love Kadhomi. You've seen her previously on a couple of our episodes where she says, and here she says, Matiang'i is a representation of the globalists. He will work for our colonizers. He will work for the evil cabal. For a change to happen in Kenya, we need a trial kind of a leader, real change. Yeah, quite a statement there by Kadhomi and other people who actively participate in current affairs of our nation. But I would really love to hear your views on this. Do you think this is also a campaign by Must Go's government to make sure that we start talking about Matiang'i right now and divert our attention from what people should be speaking about? Do you think Matiang'i would actually lead this country better than Must Go has done? Would you vote for CJ David Maraga? Would you also consider voting for Mother Karua? And where does Okiya Omtata stand when it comes to leading this nation? Really interested in your views on the comment section. And also let me know what you think. Do you think if Matiang'i is elected, as Kadhomi has said, that he will work for the colonizers, and for a change to happen in Kenya, we need different kinds of leaders? And also, if you don't agree on any of the four, could you please tell us who you would vote for, why? And also, when it comes to voting as Kenyans, where do you think, or what do we do wrong? You know, do we just vote simply because we want to get someone out of power, or do we vote because we've understood what these people are going to do for us? Leave your thoughts and feedback on the comment section. Bye.